Your name is on a property deed. This person is. Archangel Michael says, the storm has been circling for days, and you've been feeling it in your spirit without knowing why. Tonight, the truth must be revealed. Your name is on a property deed, and someone has just made a move to erase it. They did not expect you to find out, but the hand of protection is uncovering their every move. A person who smiled in front of you recently has attended 2 secret meetings. Those meetings were not casual. They were planned, rehearsed, and executed to remove your stake. They have approached a legal advisor and forged a new version of the ownership record. But what they don't know is that you are divinely protected, and heaven is already 10 steps ahead. Even now, someone close to them is hesitating, beginning to feel guilt about what is unfolding. The moment is near when everything hidden will scream into the light. Someone has signed your part of the property with false initials to convince the registrar you no longer interested. There's more. The name of the property is now being whispered in circles that want to profit off it. But a man who once stood beside you in honesty has been watching the betrayal unfold. He has screenshots, recordings, and messages saved in a hidden folder, and he is preparing to bring it to you. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen to rise, not to be erased. No one can steal what was destined for you, not even family, not even friends. They're building a plan around lies, but truth is your eternal shield. Comment now if this already resonates deep in your spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They are using your silence against you. They believe your calmness is weakness, but that calm is the silence before a divine storm. In a few days, one signature will be submitted behind your back, but the ink will never dry. There's a woman connected to the person trying to take your place. She has been lurking silently in the shadows, collecting documents and persuading others. But what she doesn't know is that her own digital footprint is betraying her. One of the files was edited at 2:47 a.m., and the system saved the author ID. That ID connects to her device and IP, and the trace is active. She thinks she's operating in secrecy, but the heavens are watching with precision. A third party is about to step in unexpectedly. This person was supposed to stay neutral but has changed their stance after learning the truth. They are drafting an email that will block the attempt before it reaches court. Archangel Michael says, you must not respond in rage, respond in alignment. The forces guiding you are already working behind the veil to bring protection. You only need to be alert, listen closely, and follow your spiritual nudges. Drop a comment if your intuition has been burning these past days. Type Amen to get blessing 447. The land that holds your name has spiritual value beyond money. That's why dark forces are trying to hijack it through manipulation. They feel threatened by the energy you carry because you were born to govern, not to beg. An envelope will soon arrive, and the paper inside will try to rewrite your destiny. But you must not panic. You will recognize the forgery by the slightly misspelled middle name. That is the crack where your comeback begins. There's a phone call coming that you must answer, unknown number, mid-afternoon. The person on the other end holds information that will tilt everything in your favor. They were once scared, but they're choosing to be brave for your sake. You are being watched, yes, but not just by them. Angels have surrounded your name, your assets, your memories tied to that home. And no force, no lie, no signature will stand against the fire of truth. If your energy shifts while reading this, don't ignore it. Type Amen to get blessing 514. Someone is drafting a plan to replace you on paper and vanish you in presence. But they forgot that heaven does not recognize fake signatures. Only the original anointed carries the seal of divine ownership. They're digging into old files, trying to find a loophole to exploit. But they are stepping into a trap built by their own greed. One wrong move and they will expose themselves beyond repair. You will soon overhear a name you never expected. A relative, once warm, has been involved silently. They received a small sum to allow the deception to grow. Your reaction must be calm but strategic. Let the revelation unfold while your power grows. Even now, someone is printing the false deed, but the date on it will be the proof of its collapse. Let your light speak louder than your words. Type Amen to get blessing 939. There's more. A transfer request has already been made to a lawyer with questionable records. But that lawyer is under silent investigation for 3 prior fraud attempts. The moment they attempt to submit your forged deed, a red flag will rise in the system. Someone has been keeping tabs on your social media. They are searching for any signs that you are distracted, busy, or unaware. But what they will soon discover is that you've been awake the entire time. Archangel Michael says, let the silence you've held so long now become your loudest answer. You were not asleep, you were gathering strength. This war is already being won in the spirit before it reaches the courthouse. A person involved will suddenly fall ill, not permanently, but long enough for the plan to collapse. They will be unavailable at a critical moment, and your name will remain untouched. Because no weapon forged in secret can withstand truth forged in light. Pause and breathe. Comment if you feeling this unfolding already. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Someone tried to bury the original title deed. But they forgot something vital, the copy stored digitally with your initials and timestamp. That timestamp will destroy their claims in seconds. Soon you'll receive an anonymous message with one line, look at the corner of the last page. When you do, you'll see the flaw that invalidates the entire forged document. There's an older woman, distant in relation, who knows the full history of this property. She will be called in as a witness unknowingly, but she will speak truth that blows the scheme wide open. Her memory will surprise everyone in the room. They're nervous now. One of them keeps refreshing their emails, waiting for confirmation, but it's not coming. Because the angels have rerouted the judgment, your name will remain honored. You're not only protected, you're empowered. Type Amen to get blessing 366. The plan they designed was meant to end you, but instead, it will end their reputation. Because they underestimated your resilience and divine favor. Someone has tampered with a photograph of you, claiming you weren't present during a key transaction. But your reflection in a glass surface behind them proves you were there. That photograph, untouched, will be used to clear your name fully. The lawyer you thought was neutral is secretly on your side. They've been collecting receipts and watching in silence. Soon, they will speak on your behalf, and shake the entire situation. Let the world try to rewrite your legacy. But the truth is carved into a higher book, and no earthly pen can erase what heaven has already stamped. Type Amen to get blessing 199 if you wish to express your support further. You have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The person you once laughed with, dined with, and shared holidays with is now looking into loopholes behind your back. They didn't need the property, they needed control. But they are stepping into a battlefield where you are no longer unarmed. Your silence will become the sword. Your patience is becoming a shield. The heavens have already dispatched watchers to surround what is rightfully yours. A screenshot will leak. It will contain the name of the person trying to impersonate your authority. It will also contain a confession they accidentally sent to the wrong recipient. The thread is unraveling. They thought they had covered every track, but their overconfidence has betrayed them at the final step. You will find out a male figure had convinced someone to forge your documents. This man is related through marriage and felt entitled to what was never his. He told others you wouldn't fight back, but your divine team had other plans. Type Amen to get blessing 121. A woman's voice will raise during a confrontation. It will happen during a family discussion that turns unexpectedly fiery. In her rage, she will blurt the truth and confirm she knew about the plot all along. That moment will be your turning point. You won't need to defend yourself. Their own tongues will do it for you. Because when something is stolen from a chosen one, the universe fights back. Soon, a message will appear in your inbox from an unknown number. The file attached will include scanned pages of the forged deed. You'll notice something strange. The signature on page 3 is not even close to yours. Your case is being reviewed by divine intelligence. Angels have stood beside the notary who will flag the irregularities. By the time you're contacted officially, the perpetrators will already be trembling. Archangel Michael says, "Be still in strength, for this battle is no longer yours alone. You have backup in places you didn't even pray for. Let them dig. But they're digging their own collapse." Type Amen to get blessing 654. A man in a suit who works in registry has already felt unease while reviewing the paperwork. He doesn't know your face, but something urged him to pause the approval. He has placed a silent hold, and now investigators are silently reviewing. There will be a call you receive from a trembling voice. It will start with, "Please forgive me," and end with everything you needed to hear. This person was paid to be quiet, but they're about to confess everything. They kept trying to erase your signature, but what they forgot was that your energy remains in every corner of that home. Even the walls will cry out in your defense when the truth is revealed. A neighbor saw someone tampering with your mailbox. They will come forward at the last moment and provide surveillance proof. This footage will expose one of the key players pretending to be innocent. This is divine chess. And you, the chosen one, are already 10 steps ahead. Not because you moved fast, but because you were surrounded by divine foresight. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Let them attempt their final strike. It will be the very fire that burns the web of lies they spun. You will be untouched, undiminished, and elevated. Your next steps will be guided. Do not respond emotionally, respond powerfully, intentionally. Even now, a legal expert is reading your case and silently preparing your vindication. You will feel a shift in the air the night before the exposure. A dream will come showing a pen breaking mid-signature. That dream is confirmation. They will never complete what they began. The bank associated with the property will flag an odd request. A withdrawal connected to the deed transfer will raise internal red alerts. One employee will delay it by saying, "Something doesn't feel right." That delay is heaven's doing. In that delay, everything will fall apart for them. You won't need to chase anything. It's coming to you naturally. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, "You've been patient enough. Now you are stepping into the divine arena. This is not a setback, it's a reset. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. The original document is still safe. A spiritual prompting will lead you to the drawer or file where it rests. That paper holds more power now than ever before. Those who betrayed you will not only face exposure, they will face consequences. They will lose sleep, face legal fees, and crumble under the pressure of truth. Because what they did was not only illegal, it was karmically cursed. They used flattery to gain trust and used that trust to draft betrayal. But the divine scroll of justice is unrolling, and their names are being etched into it, not as victors, but violators. Soon, someone will ask you, "How did you know?" You will answer, "Because I was divinely warned." You'll smile, not in revenge, but in peace. Type Amen to get blessing 473. The person who attempted to forge your name is regretting it already. They have sleepless nights and are avoiding mirrors, because they know the energy they tampered with has consequences. One of them tried to burn a copy of a document, but it wasn't the original, and the fire only sealed their guilt. Ashes can't cover evidence when the spirit is still burning with truth. A government clerk is double-checking records. They paused on your file longer than usual. Their curiosity is a divine setup. They will notice everything. A cousin you haven't spoken to in years is about to speak on your behalf. They hold an email dated years ago that confirms your rightful ownership. This email will close every argument and seal your name in victory. Let their whispers rise. Truth shouts louder. Let their schemes multiply. Justice cuts sharper. You have nothing to fear, only steps to climb. Type Amen to get blessing 274. The walls of deceit are crumbling. You might not hear it, but in the spirit, they are falling. Every lie they told is turning back on them like a boomerang. You will receive a notice with a court date. Do not fear it, it's the stage for your vindication. When you walk in, your energy alone will silence the opposition. A folder marked "Private" was saved on the desktop of one of the planners. Inside it are texts, recordings, and screenshots. It is now being accessed by someone who will forward it to you. You are not just a name on a deed. You are a presence, a force, a destiny in motion. They can't delete you from a future that was carved in divine fire. Type Amen to get blessing 301. They are now feeling the heat of their own decisions. Everything they tried to keep hidden is being lifted, one layer at a time. Soon, someone will call out their name in a room they least expect, and everyone will hear the truth. They practiced the lies, thinking they were clever. But divine eyes were watching their rehearsals, recording their betrayal in spiritual ink. Now, those lies are becoming stumbling blocks, one by one. A woman will try to cry her way out of accountability. She will pretend it was a misunderstanding, but don't fall for it. She was the one who convinced the others to move forward without your knowledge. You are about to see how heaven handles hidden intentions. The people who tried to silence your rights will now be silenced by consequences. The final blow will come from someone they trusted deeply. He will turn his back on the conspiracy when guilt becomes unbearable. In a room filled with tension, he will testify and name everyone involved. That testimony will crack their plan in half. The papers they forged, the lies they told, the money exchanged, it will all spill out. The silence they counted on will be shattered forever. The deed is not just paper. It's your legacy. And that legacy carries generational strength. They didn't just try to steal property, they tried to steal divine inheritance. But the inheritance is protected. What was passed down to you spiritually cannot be touched by schemes. It is written in the heavens, and no human hands can erase it. Type Amen to get blessing 855 soon. One of them will send you a friendly message. They will pretend nothing happened and ask how you've been. But don't be fooled, it's their way of testing if you found out. That message is confirmation. Confirmation that they are now worried, exposed, and scared. Do not respond in emotion, respond in strength by remaining silent. Your silence will shake them more than any words ever could. Because they know if you're quiet, you're planning. And what you're planning is backed by heaven's army. A voice recording will surface. It will capture them speaking freely, unaware they're being recorded. That audio will become the final nail in their false case. The one who recorded it was never on their side to begin with. He was gathering truth from the inside, waiting for the right time. And now, that time has come. Type Amen to get blessing 700. Archangel Michael says, their downfall is not by your hands, it's by their own. They stepped into this pit willingly, and now they're drowning in it. You simply stood still while divine order rearranged the entire battlefield. You will not only keep what's yours, you will gain more. Because when truth rises, it rewards those who waited faithfully. What was stolen in silence will be returned in front of witnesses. A folder marked, confidential, will reach your lawyer's desk. Inside, copies of documents, screenshots, and bank slips. These were sent by someone inside their circle who finally cracked under pressure. Expect to hear your name in places you didn't expect. Because the story is traveling fast, and justice is gaining momentum. Every word being whispered is echoing truth across dimensions. A man they bribed is having second thoughts. He will withdraw last minute, stalling their plan completely. That withdrawal is divine interception. Type Amen to get blessing 911. Do not confront them in anger. Let them hang by their own confessions. Let their fear write your vindication letter. You will soon be asked to attend a property hearing, but your appearance alone will shift the energy. Because when a chosen one walks into a room, darkness trembles. They laughed at your calmness. They mistook it for ignorance. But your stillness was sacred. It was your secret weapon. You will rise in a way that shocks them. Not with revenge, but with redemption. Not with rage, but with restoration. There will be news that one of the banks has flagged suspicious activity. The loan tied to the forged deed was never approved fully. Now, the fraud division is requesting verification, and they will call you directly. Type Amen to get blessing 388. The woman orchestrating everything will have a public breakdown. It will happen when she's cornered with facts she can't deny. She will try to twist the story, but the timeline won't lie. Your name was never supposed to be removed. But she wanted control. She wanted it all. And now, she will end up with nothing. You will receive back not just your land, but more. Financial compensation for damages, legal acknowledgement, public apology. Because this wasn't just betrayal, it was attempted erasure of identity. But heaven does not allow chosen ones to be erased. You carry ancient protection, fire around your name. They touched what they shouldn't have, and now the price will be high. A government ID linked to the false transaction will be revoked. They used it thinking it couldn't be traced. But heaven traces everything, every click, every whisper, every lie. Type Amen to get blessing 765. Let this be your reminder. Nothing truly meant for you can be taken. Nothing built against you can last. You will walk back into that property, not with bitterness, but boldness. You will touch the walls, and they will remember who you are. Because that land carries your frequency, it was always waiting for your return. Someone who mocked you is now staying silent. Because they've realized the plot is failing. They are distancing themselves to avoid being dragged down. You will receive a message from someone saying, "I owe you an apology." Don't react, just receive it. It is heaven's way of showing you the power of endurance. And the deed they forged will be used as evidence against them. Type Amen to get blessing 552. A strange dream might visit you, one where your name is floating above a house. That dream is not random, it is confirmation that ownership is still tied to your energy. Even realms unseen recognize what is yours and will not allow it to be stolen. One of your ancestors prayed over that land. That's why your name being erased was never truly possible. The roots go deeper than papers and signatures. They are spiritual. You'll soon be contacted by a journalist researching property fraud. It will feel coincidental, but it is not. They've been led to you by divine timing, and their article will expose what you alone couldn't. The people who schemed against you will begin to turn on each other. Loyalty among the wicked always crumbles under pressure. They will start blaming one another, and in their confusion, truth will rise. The case will begin to move faster than expected. Even your lawyer will be surprised by how quickly evidence surfaces. That is not luck, it is divine acceleration. Type Amen to get blessing 677. An email dated 2 years ago will resurface. It contains an agreement, your typed name, and your final decision. This document will prove you never relinquished your rights. A man who stayed silent for too long will finally stand up. He feared backlash, but now he fears divine judgment more. He will step forward, and what he says will shake the room. They tried to isolate you from people who could protect you, but those same people are now the ones who will rise on your behalf. One phone call will restore everything they tried to remove. Archangel Michael says, "Stand tall, beloved. The wind may howl, but the roots planted in truth cannot be shaken." They built a tower of lies, but towers fall when the foundation is weak. Yours is built on honor, legacy, and divine intention. Type Amen to get blessing 848. You were never supposed to find out. They hoped their deception would last until it was too late. But your spirit is too awake, too connected, too chosen to remain blind. The registry office is about to schedule a re-verification process. In that process, irregularities will surface like stains on a white sheet. One document will be deemed invalid within seconds of review. A whisper from the spirit realm will alert you before anything reaches your door. That alert may come as a feeling, a name repeating in your head, or a sudden shift in emotion. Do not dismiss it. It is the voice of protection. Someone is reprinting your name as a beneficiary. But what they don't realize is the original signature carries spiritual weight. That spiritual seal cannot be overridden by earthly tricks. There is surveillance footage involving your name, stored securely in an unexpected location. You will be granted access to it through someone you once helped. That favor you gave is returning now as your safeguard. Type Amen to get blessing 123. A friend of a friend will mention your name during a conversation in a cafe. That small mention will trigger a chain of events that leads to a full investigation. Heaven is using everything and everyone to defend your legacy. They hoped you'd be silent. But your silence was never surrender. It was a preparation zone. Now that you're rising, they will tremble at your presence. You will receive an official letter. But before you open it, your intuition will already know the outcome. And when you read it, it will confirm what your spirit already whispered. The lawyer who supported their deception is now facing suspension. They failed to report conflict of interest and manipulated timelines. But divine justice does not sleep. A child in the family will accidentally reveal the truth. They will mention something heard in passing, and it will break the case wide open. Even innocence will be used to correct injustice. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The person who planned this is now living in fear of exposure. They deleted their messages, but backups remain in the cloud. Their panic is growing, and soon, their downfall will be public. An unknown relative will contact you, stating, "I think you deserve to know the full story." They have been holding information out of fear, but not anymore. They're tired of the secrets, and they're ready to reveal everything. There will be tension in an upcoming family event. One word will spark a chain reaction, and everyone will hear what was being whispered. No one will be able to stop the truth once it starts flowing. You are not alone in this. Every second, divine warriors are fighting in realms unseen for your inheritance. Because what is rightfully yours cannot be transferred, erased, or taken. Let them laugh now. They won't when truth echoes. Let them speak now. They'll choke on their own lies soon. You will be still and watch it all unfold. Type Amen to get blessing 590. They tried to write your name off, but instead, your name is now being written in legal victory. The judge will see through the fraud immediately. Type Amen to get blessing 200. Your name will shine again, this time brighter than before. And those who try to replace you will have no choice but to watch. Because you will not only return, you will rise. Let this testimony remind others, God rewrites injustice. What is stolen in darkness returns sevenfold in light. If you felt tired, heavy, unsure lately, it's because the shift is near. The spiritual pressure has been intense because your deliverance is close. You're not imagining it, your breakthrough is at the door. The ones who thought they won are now scrambling. And the higher they climbed on lies, the harder they will fall. The fall will not be quiet, it will be known. You are not a victim, you are the victor. You are not forgotten, you are favored. You are not erased, you are elevated. Type Amen to get blessing 119. The land, the keys, the name on paper, it's returning to the rightful hands. And those hands are yours. Claim it, stand in it, and walk into the new season with authority. This was not the end, it was exposure. This was not a loss, it was divine interruption. And now that the truth is known, nothing can stop the rise. This is your full circle moment. Those who tried to shut you out will now watch you step in. Not because you fought with fists, but because you stood in truth. The door will open again. Your name will be spoken again. Your worth will be honored again. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 000. Your name is written in victory. No one can remove what heaven has already stamped.